special video. Special because we did something special again.
We're specialists.
We're specialists in special actions.
Oh my god, we lost it.
Please go and see what's going on with the anchor. The day started as a very ordinary, peaceful day. It definitely did not seem like the quiet before the storm. The only excitement of the day was supposed to be preparation for the carnival. Wow, pretty nasty cloud. Nothing like living underwater. It never gets boring, does it? From sunny, peaceful conditions to like full-on storm and rescuing mission. No, I'm kidding about rescuing. But actually, if the anchor let go right now, we would be in rescue mode. Free fresh water. I'm gonna use the opportunity and take a shower.
I have to censor this one. Hi guys, we are in Granada at the moment and the carnival has started here. So we hope the weather is gonna change soon because the bus is waiting for us. Today we're taking our kids with us because yesterday it was more like an adult zone. And all the boat families from the anchorage are going with us today. But Julian has some kind of bad feelings that we shouldn't leave Poli today. And at the moment we are trying our anchor with 40 knots of wind.
No chance for a decent shower. With this wind, it feels more like a hail.
Another squall is coming. Another squall is coming. 30 knots. Oh my god, look at what is happening over there.
Grubo idzie, grubo, na grubo idzie.
It's coming big time.
35.
36, turn on the engine.
8. Jezu. 40. 41. Kotwica coś drgnęła. Włączyłeś silnik? Tak. Ruszyło nas?
Did you turn on the engine?
Yes. I want to ease the tension on the anchor with the engine.
O! Co się stało?
What? What happened?
Nie! Coś strzeliło!
Something snapped.
Strzeliły te! Strzeliły lejce.
The bridle snapped.
47.
Co?
47.
47.
Tak.
Ania, go up front. We have 3 lines up front on all 3 bows. 2 from the outer bows are connected to the chain via shackle, forming a bridle. Third one is called a rod, spliced into the anchor chain, effectively extending it. Something just snapped. I asked Ania to go up front and verify what has broken. Then we hear a second snap, and the boat is starting to turn left. I don't see any drift sideways, so I'm suspecting maybe it's just the left bridle that let go. I can't begin any serious maneuvers with the motor until I hear from Ania what's going on up front. At this point, the wind speed is just few knots short of hurricane force. Now we're starting to drift to port, or to the left. There's no doubt we're no longer attached with anything to the anchor. As long as we're not sure that there's no lines in the water, we cannot really go forward. We can only go faster or slower backward to control the drift. I am sending Ania to the bow to verify that all the remaining ropes are on deck and secure them. For now we're stuck drifting sideways, controlling the position with just small inputs in reverse to avoid collisions. The folding prop does not have enough thrust going in reverse in order to turn up against 50-knot winds. This boat has enough windage from behind that it will sail 7 to 12 knots and 50 to 60 knots of wind downwind on bare rigging. We also only have one engine, one rudder, and no bow thruster. Even if it did work, in this kind of wind it would make absolutely no difference. Ania is reporting that there's no lines in the water and everything is secure on the bow. It's high time because I'm running out of space and options, being able to maneuver only in reverse.
We lost the anchor and the whole chain. Luckily, we didn't hit anybody. It was so close. It was blowing over 50. I was afraid that we're gonna get untangled.
Wyciągając lejce nie wiedziałam, co będzie tam.
The emergency mode is far from over. We're still drifting sideways among other sailboats. We're searching for enough space to be able to make a quick turn to the left and start heading downwind. As if that wasn't enough, apparently there's a shallow water ahead of us that wasn't marked on the chart. Chart is showing another 50 meters of deep water and the depth sounder is not showing anything. Though it is obvious that the boat stopped drifting sideways, yet we didn't feel the hull hitting anything, and there is no typical change in motion of the boat that settled onto a shallow with one or more holes. Ania is making sure the dinghy painter doesn't get tangled into the prop. From the helm, the angle is such that I do not see over the bows in these conditions any change in color of water. We do not see what you see from the mast camera when it's obvious, but we nevertheless back out of here just in case. The radius of turn into such high wind is so large that we do not have space in between the boats or the shallow to make the turn. The only way to go to safety is to turn downwind. Here we finally find enough space between two boats to be able to make a sharp left turn downwind. Finally going forward, but we're not there yet. We have to miss the boat on the right. Thankfully, our neighbors were on top of it and gave us just some extra space with their bow thruster. We both agree that in this situation, the best, easiest and safest solution is to go to a nearby mooring and tie up for the night.
The plan is that we're gonna catch a mooring ball and then we need some rest. Julian's got a bit scared, but I guess everybody needs some kind of comforting.
Thankfully, the whole storm has passed, and tying up to the mooring was a breeze. You know, for the longest time I had no idea what's going on with the anchor. I felt the feeling that it's still pulling on the bow.
I had no idea either.
Oh, so the shackle snapped. And actually we lost the whole rope as well.
No nic nie ma. Tak. Łańcuch cały. Patrz.
Okay, correction. So the shackle did snap, but the rod also snapped. It didn't just go out.
Yes, you're right. When I get to the bow, I just noticed the anchor roller is empty.
So it's actually great that it all broke completely clean, so we could actually get moving and not worry about things getting tangled into our prop.
No tak, mamy na się złapaliśmy boję. Chodź, kochanie. Jesus.
Just imagine if it all happened an hour later when we were not home.
Głowy nie było w domu.
We couldn't do anything. We would have returned to see our polly on the rocks, and it would destroy a bunch of other boats on the way.
Przecież mówiłem wam ciągle, że nie zostawiać łódki w taką pogodę.
I told you we shouldn't leave the boat in such weather.
W życiu poli nie zostawili. Byśmy musieli zawsze być tutaj na pokładzie, żeby być pewnym. Nie możemy być też niewolnikiem tego wszystkiego, rozumiesz? Jak są burze, to nie możemy wyjeżdżać na pewno. A czy i tak byśmy...
Ale było 50 węzłów.
To było szczególne, naprawdę, takie jak...
Więcej niż
No
wyjechaliśmy.
nie, to było bardzo... To było chyba podobne do tej mielizny. Powiem ci. Było prawie bliskie.
Ja miałem taki moment tutaj, że myślałem, że utknęliśmy trochę.
Ja też.
We started revisiting hitting the shallow water. It was really awkward because we felt no signs in the hull that we ever touched anything, yet the boat stopped drifting, and it only became apparent once we looked later on the camera from the mast.
It seems that everyone else is fine, or was. It was blowing over 50. I'm curious if our anchor would have held.
No, the anchor held. The anchor is perfect.
Połączenie, no.
Połączenie strzeliło. Ale to, że to główne ja dlatego spóźniałem, bo ja myślałem, że strzelił lejec jeden, nie? I że łódka się
I had a problem at first to recognize what really happened. I thought that one of the bridles actually went, and that's why we went sideways. So I was thinking that if I can turn the boat using the motor, I can keep us not only on a spot, but also upwind. Yeah, when we were still fine, I actually had the motor running at about 1500 RPM, pointing upwind, and basically trying to balance some of the force on the anchor. I didn't want to add too much power because then I was risking going forward too far and rotating the entire boat and causing a dynamic forces on the bridle and the road.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift and fed away like boat.
Dobra, okej, udało się.
Okay, we got it.
Dobra, kochanie, udało się!
Okay, we got it. Everything's secured.
Powoli myślimy, jak wyciągnąć kotwicę i znaleźć ją.
Aha, zaraz.
We're starting to talk about how we're going to retrieve the anchor and the chain that is remaining on the bottom of the sea.
Pierwsze to iść szukać tamten, nie?
Also, I'm thinking about securing the spare anchor, but Ania is talking me out of it, that the mooring is safe and we no longer have to worry about it. She's got a point that if we drag with the mooring, we can go to another mooring, and we still got a working engine that we can always salvage the situation. Let's eat.
Remember last time we were having a lunch and then we dragged to the rocks in New York?
Julian got scared.
Julian is fine, he's already playing video games. I think Julian got scared when we got closer to this other yacht.
Yeah, I know. I knew I had to go all the way back in order to be able to then go forward and clear that yacht on the right going forward. I know they had big eyes when we were passing them, but we still had about 3-4 meters to go. If we kept drifting to the port, to the left, It was getting even denser, more boats. So this was probably the last good moment to be able to have enough distance between the two boats to make the turn and go downwind.
Tylko to nigdy nie wiesz, bo no tak, to po pierwsze, ale przynajmniej wypuściło.
And we can go on and on about what we would have, could have.
Widać, że kotwica dobrze trzymała.
Slowly we are gaining a distance to the whole situation. Remember the story with the fender?
Yeah, that was too funny. When we were trying to make the hard left turn and missed that boat on the right, I saw this Dutch girl standing on the bow with this fender, and I was thinking in my head, like, what is she gonna do with that thing when our aircraft carrier is gonna plow into their boat?
Yes, I wouldn't even think of fenders in that situation.
Yeah, I think it would be a waste of time between the two of us. I mean, there was enough things going on, and I should be maneuvering the boat instead of thinking about putting out the fenders. Really, clearly, the better strategy was to avoid the collision, then try to mitigate the effects of it.
Oh, I got some message from Monica. She texts me, how are we? And it turns out that some other yacht dragged and stuck on their anchor and hit their boat. At least there is no serious damage.
Okay, let me eat.
Okay guys, so we got so many messages and phone calls from our neighbors, and it turns out that everybody is fine, only some yachts got a little damage.
There goes the Bimini. So this is what's left from my Bimini.
Well, so Bartek is eager to go and find an anchor, and we're gonna try to find the exact location where it should be at the moment.
Yeah, let me show you. I think I got the position on the GPS. Yeah, it's exactly here. Let me save it to the phone.
Do tego. Bo tu widać, że to.
Evening on Poly.
Yeah.
We just downloaded all the videos from the cameras, from the mast and from the cockpit, and
we're reliving the situation.
And this is how all the emotions just came up, because during this situation we're just focused on the action that we couldn't even think what is happening actually. Yeah, on the rescue. Yeah.
Well, which is a good thing, you know. I mean, I'd much rather be reliving it emotionally now from the couch, from the safety of the couch, moored to a mooring, than you know, fall apart during the whole situation. Well, during the situation, I have to say that we both were on top of it.
Yeah, but it looked really dramatic, and we got so many messages from the...
It didn't just look really dramatic.
And it was really dramatic, and it looked even worse, probably. Because we got so many messages from the people here, because there's a big community in the Granada, like many yachts all around us, and many people saw us fighting and rescuing us and other yachts on the anchorage. Yeah.
Yes, because that was another thing too. I mean, we were, as you'll see, we were in the first line. So when our anchor let go, we had to go through the entire anchoring field, where we could have swept. You know, if we let it go and we didn't do anything, we probably would have swept like 10 boats on the way.
And there was the reef really close to us, so it was really impossible just to turn. Yeah. But we're safe and now, and the trauma is
Ania commended me on my maneuvering skills, and I told her that a superior pilot is one that never uses his superior skills. So that is just something to think about and ponder on, how we can manage to not get ourselves in a situation like this again.
I'm not sure if it's possible while living on a boat. But tomorrow we're gonna dive for our chain and anchor, and then we're gonna find out what happened.
That's if we see anything.
Yeah.
because I dove there.
No, I'm talking about what happened. You know, we know that the first the bridles just broke, and then we don't know if it was connection, the chain and the line, or what happened next. So we're gonna find out.
Well, I already know that the snap shackle snapped in half.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that went. You know, and then we'll see if it's a splice or what.
Okay, the end
Alright,
of that
guys.
day, and tomorrow is another
Tomorrow's another
expedition
day.
day and adventure.
Beginning now. Good morning. No.
O nie! Na ziobie, więc on gdzieś tam nie...
You got a single engine? Yes!
Oh, wow. So there's
Yes!
no... I thought
If I'm gonna show, if I'm gonna make it, or if I'm gonna blow, but please don't blame yourself.